Good evening, everybody. My name is Scott Jacobs, and you're listening to Juiced Sports Radio. And my question for you tonight is, do you watch the first four? Do you care about the first four? And do you ever remember anything about any previous first four or play-in games? This is not to hate on the NCAA or some of the lower tier teams that make it to these games. Congratulations to them. They either won a conference tournament or got an at-large bid, and that's awesome. It's great to see a team make the NCAA tournament. It's great to see their fans happy and excited, and if it's a home game, storming the court. But when it comes to these first four games played in Dayton, Ohio, or these play-in games, which started in 2001 and went up to last year until they instituted the first four to parallel the final four, the NCAA is considering these tournament wins. And I just don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair that a team like Northwestern State in 2001 became the first 16 seed to record an NCAA tournament win. No, they didn't. No NCAA 16 seed has ever won an NCAA college basketball game, in my humble opinion. That's just how I see it. And that's not to take anything away from Northwestern State. Just like it's not to take anything away from VCU last year, which was a 12 seed, knocked out USC, and made a run to the Final Four. That was awesome. And if they don't have the first four, they don't get that chance. But I still don't count their win over USC as a tournament win. I just don't. And, we can have differing opinions on this. That's fine. But, I look at the NCAA tournament today's games, Western Kentucky and Mississippi Valley State, a pair of teams duking it out to be a 16 seed so they could get killed by Kentucky. Iona versus BYU, a pair of teams duking it out to become a 14 seed. I get that these were some of the last at-large teams in terms of Iona, BYU, South Florida, Cal, whatever. That's fine. But you know what I find ironic? We spend more time talking about teams that are just on the bubble, like Iona, USF, Cal, and BYU, than we actually do worrying about the first four. The first four is so irrelevant in so many ways that I didn't even know the games were going on. I actually forgot for a second because they're stashed away on True TV. And when I went to ESPN.com just to check it out on my mobile site, I didn't even see them listed. I had to scroll to NCAA tournament scores, and there, tucked away in between the NIT scores, was the NCAA tournament scores of the so-called first round. Come on. Who are we kidding here? You can paint crap, but it's still crap. And you can put the NCAA logos in the same court design, and you can have Jim Nance and Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr there, and you can have the NCAA tournament music to try to jazz people up, but it's not the NCAA tournament. And the other thing that tells me it's not is people don't even predict these games generally in their bracket pools. They're just, do you pick the play-in winner of game X to beat the higher seed that they're playing? Come on. Let's not give that team a tournament win. Maybe we can give them some other type of, like a gold star or something. They deserve credit, but it's not the same thing as winning a game in the NCAA tournament. I just don't believe so whatsoever. And, so it just seems random. You take the last few at-large teams, you put them in there to duke it out versus each other, and you get half-full empty crowds in Dayton, Ohio. I don't know. I mean, when the game has trouble when I had to figure out who was in the play-in game and who was playing in the NIT, I'm sorry, but it's hard to take it truly that serious. And again, I repeat, what VCU did last year was amazing. I mean, they beat the likes of Purdue and Florida State and Kansas, and I'm sure there's some teams I'm missing, to get to the Final Four. But at the end of the day, I still don't believe that their first four win is what I'd consider a valid NCAA tournament win. I just don't believe that. And, Obama and the British Prime Minister today, David Cameron, were there to watch the opening game, which, very cool. I mean, these players and fans and coaches must have loved that. But at the end of the day, in my humble opinion, the NCAA tournament begins on Thursday, continues Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and into the next week and the week after that. That's the NCAA tournament. These are the play-in games. My name is Scott Jacobs. Do you watch the first four? Do you watch the NIT? Do you care about either? If you're not a fan of these teams, do you really watch? Could you even find True TV on your TV dial? I know it's the joke people used to make about Versus, but it's a valid, fair one. I wouldn't know. I found it finally. This is Juiced Sports Radio. The NCAA Tournament begins Thursday, not Tuesday. Good night, everybody.